Welcome back to our 100% playthrough of the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. We had a audio issue with the last recording, so I will briefly skim over the highlights of what we've done between the last time you saw us and where we are now. So, in our last adventure, we had just entered Whiterun, our first major city of the game. And we mainly did a lot of slice-of-life activities. The first was introducing ourselves to the blacksmith, which is the first building you get to on the right. So if we go over here...
Got some good pieces out here if you're looking to buy. More inside.
This is with Adrienne Avenici, and yes, the daughter of
I don't claim to be
Provincius
the best
Avenici,
blacksmith in Whiterun.
Balgruuf's
Yorland
steward.
Greymane's got that honor. Man's steel is legendary. All I ask is a fair chance.
She gave us another tutorial identical to Alvar's, where we made a hide helmet, a iron dagger, and fitted both of them up. So to recap, tan all of your skins into leather and strips with the tang rack, make all of your items on the blacksmith forge, smelt all of your ore with the smelter any chance you get to save weight in your inventory, upgrade your weapons at the grindstone and armor at the workbench. And don't worry about upgrading too early. If you have a low smithing skill, as you can see in our inventory, we actually got ourselves an Imperial bow, so I can show that here. We just need steel off of Adrienne.
Take a look.
So it requires one steel ingot. Get our one.
Don't forget to check inside the shop.
And since it's a weapon, take it to a grindstone. And we can upgrade our Imperial bow. And notice where it'll say fine. If we get our smithing skill all the way up to legendary status, to 100% smithing, you can upgrade the bow to legendary status, even if it's already been upgraded to fine. So don't worry about upgrading at any point along your adventure. She also gave us a sword to give to Avenici in Dragon's Reach. That was why you saw Balgruuf's sword in our inventory. Just to the left of the smithing store, we have our weapons store, the Drunken Huntsman, with my favorite shopkeep in all of Skyrim, just for how down to earth he is, and that he's friendly no matter what race you are.
Hello, friend.
Elronder.
In the market for some hunting supplies?
Always has great deals on bows and enchanted weapons. Specifically, you want to get anything with the soul trap ability as fast as possible, so you can disenchant it and add it to your weapons.
Thank you very much for your business.
We've not found one yet. The other thing of note in the Drunken Huntsman is right over here, the mercenary for hire, Janessa. She is one of the best spouses you can get in the game, as she does not care if you do good or evil actions, and is a very strong ally. But she is not immortal, so Mjol stands. And again, we will not be able to get Mjol's quest until we hit level 14, so for now we'll just do our day-to-day activities and the Civil War quest until we get there.
Are you still working
Had
with the
enough of
bannered
fish and
man
fowl?
settings
Treat yourself and your kin to a choice cut of steak.
In the market square, we saw that Carlotta was getting hit on by the bard in the bar. We ended up convincing him to leave her alone. She gave us, I think it was 250 gold. She sells your basic food items to make soups and other dishes with. Since we're not in survival, this is not important, but if you are, these stands are great to stock up on. As well as Enoriath, who is Elrinder's brother from the Drunken Huntsman.
Certainly. I'll be
So
sure to
he's
bring
the
some
guy
back
that
for you the
shot him
next
in the
time I
butt.
go hunting.
He sells all your meats, however you still need salt to be able to cook them.
For sale. All crafted by the best blacksmith in Skyrim.
And she just told you what she makes. Finally, we had Bellathor's General Goods. This is where you're going to get most of your items and be able to sell most of your items.
Got any sausages? I'm cooking this
As well as Arcadia's Cauldron, which is where we could brew our own potions using the ingredients we've collected along the way. And if we have anything we can combine, we can just briefly show
Just about everybody in here.
that.
Give a holler if you have any questions.
So go to the Alchemy Station. And it looks like there's nothing right now. Check our ingredients. So, if all of your potions are grayed out,
If there's anything I can help you with, you have
it
my
might
details.
just be that you've not discovered all of the unknowns for that ingredient, and you could still make something with it. At that point, you just need to experiment and try combining things. Like, we'll combine these three to see if any of them work together, and they don't.
I sell cures for
So
all
now
these,
when we
and I'll be
select
happy
that
to
one,
serve
you'll
you.
notice the other items are grayed out because we now know they don't combine. So try a different one. Blue Mountain Flower, we already found out it doesn't combine with those. The purple one doesn't combine, and the Skeever Tail doesn't combine. So at this point, there's nothing we can make.
If there's anything I can help you with, you have but to ask.
Ideally, throw all of your ingredients except for Daedra Hearts and Vampire Dust. You will need those two specifically for weapon and armor upgrades later on. But throw all your ingredients into as many
sell
potions
cures
as
for all
possible.
ills, and I'll be
Sell
happy to
all the
serve you.
potions to increase your speech. And get tons of money along the way. And where we ended was in the Bannered Mare itself, where we rented a room for the night. So picking up from where we left off, since we explored the whole bottom section, we'll go up top next, but there's still two more quests we've not picked up here. The first one is Isolde.
I spend a lot of time at the market stall so I can learn the merchant's trade. I need more experience if I'm going to run an inn some. Once I've made enough money trading with the Khajiit caravans, I'm going to buy the Bannered Mare from Hulda.
You're looking to become a merchant.
Before my ma and Da passed, I told them that one day I'd become the best trader in Skyrim. I met one of the caravan leaders, Madran. He said he'd help me get started if I could bring him a mammoth's tusk. Easier said than done.
Maybe I can help you.
You'd do that? If you find one, I could teach you a thing or two about trading. Help you get a fair bargain in the future?
Okay, so she wants you to bring
Farewell.
one mammoth tusk to her, and luckily, there is one not too far from where we're at now. Now, even though our ally is for the most part invincible unless we deal the final blow to kill him, always a good idea when dealing with giants to quick save, just in case something goes weird with their ground pound attacks and your partner gets launched into orbit and dies in some wonky way. But just to the right, or according to compass north of Whiterun, there will be a small camp where there will be 1 to 2 giants, depending on your difficulty, and 2 to 3 mammoths. This is exceptionally hard at low levels, but is a great place to farm mammoth tusks and giant toes later on. So right out of the gate you can see it. It's at the bonfire just ahead. And before we get too close to the action, we absolutely want to save to be on the safe side, because this is not easy. But all she's needing is one mammoth tusk. Obviously there are easier routes you can take. I believe if you go into the castle, which we've not been to yet, you can steal a mammoth tusk and not have to kill anything. But we're going to do it the way that I'm sure the game originally intended, since they put the camp right beside the sea. And it's a great early game challenge to show you really can't just run into every situation head on in this game. Anytime you're around these little streams, you will probably get ambushed by mud crabs. Great way to bump up the archery, because as long as you don't stop, they can't really hit you. Just slowly back away from them. So they are perfect to level up things like two-hand and archery with. And we hear a wolf. Good grief. Let's get to camp, please. Thank you. Now, I believe mammoths have a pretty good magic resistance, because I notice each time, even at higher levels, I've tried to take them out with magic, it has taken considerably longer. I'm not positive all their stats, but it's generally better to go after them with bow and arrow, because they close the distance with you extremely fast. And really, we only need one mammoth tusk to complete this. So let's just try to take one out without even alerting the giant. And this may take a while, but it'll definitely level up our archery. Stay hidden much as we can. And detected, so get away, get away. Because they will close in on you lightning fast. And for the love of gosh, let us be for a second. You can tell Faendal's already fighting them. That's okay, lead him out away from the others. Exactly what we want. And so far we have not alerted the giant, thankfully. So there is our mammoth. Quickly grab the tusk and run, because we want no part of that giant right now. And just to make sure we got one, there it is, mammoth tusk. They are heavy, so you generally don't want to carry a lot of them on you, but they do sell for a pretty good amount of money. Okay. Now that we are not in combat, as the mammoth goes to check on his fallen comrade, we should be able to fast travel now. Yep. Okay, and just like this, we completed the side mission for Isolde. If you were looking to marry her, this is the quest you have to complete for her to accept your proposal. And she's usually found wandering around the back alleys in the lower area here. And half the battle is usually finding them, so let's switch that to the active quests. Let's see. Miscellaneous, check. Mammoth Tusk, check. Take off all the others, so we only have one marker. There we are. So this way, and there she is in the blue.
Brigands I can handle, There's talk of
Once
dragons.
I've made enough money...
Here's your
to go
mammoth
with
tusk.
Thank you. This should turn that old cat's gaze. Maybe I'll be able to become a caravaneer myself one day. As promised, let me show you a thing or two about bargaining. Don't want some shifty merchant giving you a raw trade.
And she automatically increases our speech by 1 level. But it also makes sense
Farewell.
because she is helping run drugs with the Khajiit caravan. So yes, we just helped out a drug dealer.
It's a fine day with you around.
You're welcome, Ysolda. Next down here, there's one other person we can get a quest from, and this is the old lady who was being harassed when we first showed up. Freya Greymane.
All I can think about is my son, my Thorold. They say that he was killed, but I know better. I know my son is alive. Those battle-born, they're in with the Imperials. They know it too, and yet they lie to my very face.
How do you know they're lying?
It's not wise to discuss it here. Please, if you truly wish to help, meet me at my home. I'll tell you the whole story.
Okay, and this starts the official quest, Missing in Action. So, with that done, we will cut here as part of our Slice of Light catch up, and we will meet back for the first real mission of Whiterun, Missing in Action. We'll see you then.